Welcome back to this class. Welcome back. In this class, we'll be discussing the types of smart home system. Very brief and straight to the point, so you can get the point. Then also later on, we'll be talking about we'll be going to practical classes where you can be seeing how this equipment connects, how they interact. So in these types, we'll be very straight to the point. We have basically the wired system and the wireless system. The wired and the wireless system for smart home automation. Most time, the wired system, they are some people call it centralized system because you have to plan them with the building. You have to wire them. All the equipment has to be wired to an actuator. All right, they have to be wired to a central controller. And some people call it a switch actuator, which is the wired system. For the KNX system, we call them the wired system. Then the wireless system, these are equipment that you just buy. Let's say you want to automate your switch in your house, just buy switches. You buy, the other equipment, okay? Sockets, lightings, automate wireless and smart lightings and all. Okay, so let's go back to the wired and explain it. Look at this diagram. This diagram explains the wiring of the wired automation system. If you look at the yellow area, you can see that all the equipment they are linked to a switch box. All right, they are linked to a switch box, or we call them actuator sometimes. What are actuator? Actuator, they basically do the works of load distribution. They balance the load. Now, all the smart devices on that floor will be linked to the actuator. So actuator is a smart home device that controls electrical load in a KNX-based system. Like I said, the KNX-based system, they are the wired system, the wired solution in a house. So the actuator, all the equipment on that floor, on the yellow floor, are linked to the actuator, to the switch box. All right. On the green floor, the same thing. On the pink floor, the same thing. On the blue floor, the same thing. All are linked together, and they're all now linked to the central control panel. All right. So that's how it's wired. Then the wireless control panel will be linked to the wireless network for remote access. So the owner can gain access remotely to these devices and this equipment from anywhere in the world. So now, this is the description of the wired automation system. They use physical cable to connect all devices to a central control unit. That's just the basic, explanation or description of this wired solution. So another major features is that they are ideal for new building, for new structures. You cannot use it for an existing building because you have to rewire all your sockets, all your switches to the actuator in a central point, which is not cheap. You have to mess up the entire structure by breaking. All right. So that's the wired solution. Look at the pros and the cons. They are very reliable and secure because all these devices, they are linked to a central control panel. So it's a central control panel that you are connecting to your phone and controlling from anywhere in the world. It's not that you are controlling you are connected to each of the devices. Each of the devices, they are not on the wireless network. They are linked to a central control panel. If you look at the drawing, all the equipment on this house now, they are linked to the KNX control panel, which is here. They are linked to the KNX control panel. All right. Then the KNX control panel has the KNX bus, then to the power supply. Then this panel also connects to the internet for access. All right. Cons is very expensive and can be very messy to install. Like I said, you have to break all your wall, start rechanneling the cable, the points, and the other stuff. Then example is the KNX device, or Crestron or Lutron devices. All right. So let's talk about the wired solution. So the wireless solution rather. The wireless solution, let's explain its description. They use Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or Zigbee or the Z-Wave to connect devices without cables. Let me explain that. They basically make use of wireless connectivity. That if you're automating the entire structure or house, for instance, the sockets, the switches, the lamp holders, the window treatments, the sound system, the cinema system for the home, they are going to be all connected to the wireless network. All right. So there will be a controller, like a voice controller or a panel or display panel that the owners can now use to control these devices. And these devices can now work together. They can have an handshake between each other, interact to execute an automated task. So that's the simple explanation for the wireless. All the devices, if you look at the drawing now, the switch, the controller, light controller, the thermostat, the security camera, they're all linked to the wireless network. They're connected together via the wireless network. Then the homeowner can use his phone from anywhere in the world to control these devices. All right. So the for existing home, that's what we call retrofit. Retrofit are homes that are already existing, that you're just fitting some devices, some equipment to it. You don't have to start breaking from scratch. And they are pros. They are easy to install. They are just basically plug and play equipment. Just change your switches, unscrew and put another one. Then they start working. Then the cons, they depend on internet or wireless network to work. They cannot work on their own. But the other wired solution, they are all linked to a central control panel. From the panel, you can control whatever goes on in the home, in the house. You can tell the window blinds to go up or come down. But for the wireless solution, if the network goes down, the entire control might not work, might not be able to control again. Okay, so this course is meant to be very straightforward and straight to the point. So this is the end of this particular module. I'll see you in the next module. Thank you.